Welcome back to another episode of Across the Bifrost. This is Dr. Norbert coming to you from the west side of Manhattan in Hell's Kitchen. I'm having a falafel.
Is that what they sell in Hell's Kitchen?
Probably now. It's super trendy.
Nice. All right, cool. Hello, I'm Jamie. I didn't realize Hell's Kitchen was a real place. When I went to New York, I was like, oh my God, that's a real place.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. I liked it.
Tenderloin District is another one.
Yeah. There you go.
Tribeca, Soho. Yeah. Look at me. Test me on my New York knowledge. I got cred.
Nah. It's been years since you've been there. You don't know anything anymore.
Oh, wow. Okay. Cool. Who are you?
I'm Jamie. I said that already.
Oh, okay. I need to be sure.
Let's go with these defenders.
Right. So if you missed it, the first episode prior to this one will review the two leaders that come in the new affiliation pack. So very briefly, Jamie, what are affiliation packs and why are they such a good addition by AMG?
Affiliation packs are real cool. They package characters into one box, meaning that if you're like, oh, I fancy playing defenders, then you just go to this one box, you buy it, and you basically have half of a roster, and it's great. So yeah, affiliation packs are very cool, especially if you're new to the game or just fancy trying a new team. But remember that you still need to buy, rulers, tokens, dice from the core set, ideally. That is until they bring out starter sets, which come out like at the end of the year / next year, where they will come with that stuff. So yeah, these are for people that already own the core box and want to try a new affiliation.
It's one of the greatest things that they've done. I think it's great for stores as well. It keeps the SKU count down. And this is also why you haven't been able to find some of these individual characters, because they've stopped production on the individual boxes to put out these affiliation ones. And in July, we're expecting Defenders to come out. And so that's why we're reviewing it now.
Yeah, there you go. That is also a good opportunity for them to update the cards for these. So we mentioned last time that both the leaders have been, updated. I don't think any of the characters this time have been updated. Maybe Wong a little bit in the past.
In the past, yes.
Yeah. So, it basically is the best way to kind of get the up-to-date stuff. If you fancy playing these characters, just grab this box.
Okay, so this episode, we're going to review the 3 non-leader characters that come in the box. These are Iron Fist, Luke Cage, and Wong. We will not be reviewing any of the tactics cards except for one. We've done that all in the first episode, so tune in there if you want to do that, to listen to that. So let us get started with the first one on the list, which is Iron Fist. Iron Fist is also named Danny Rand. Danny Rand is on a small base. He's affiliated to a lot of places: Avengers, Defenders, and Midnight Suns. And I think he has a home in all of those, actually, but maybe most of all in Midnight Suns. Let's talk about his stats. He's a 3-threat character. He's got 3 physical, 3 energy, and 3 mystic, although that's a little deceptive because of one of his superpowers. And he's got 5 hit points on his healthy side, and he's got 5 on the back side, and he's a size 2, moves medium. So I would say pretty standard stuff for a 3-threat
Pretty standard stuff. This is the standard. This is a 3-threat character.
Well, is 5/5 standard though? That's where I was going.
Yeah.
Oh, it is? I thought it was always 6/5 or 5/6.
5/5, 3/3 for a 3-threat. Size 2, small base, medium move. That is the most vanilla character you can get. There you go.
Okay. All right. Jamie's proclaimed it so.
Yeah, there you go. Doesn't mean it's bad, but that is vanilla.
Well, the thing is having 5/5 on both sides is always a little. I mean, as an X-Men player, I'm sure you're quite used to it. But everybody else is not in that.
It still hurts when your characters fall over. But this guy has martial artist, which you should probably skip ahead to.
Yeah, let's skip ahead. It's an innate superpower called Master Martial Artist. Now, you've heard of Martial Artist before. This is better. It's called Master Martial Artist. And why it's better is it's the same as Martial Artist, where the character defending against physical energy attacks changes blanks, makes blanks at successes. Okay, so that's the same. But normally Martial Artist is within range 2. Master Martial Artist is within range 3.
There you go. So, pretty good. So that 3/3 defense starts to feel a lot better when you're counting blanks.
Yeah, because there are 2 blanks on the die. Is that correct? I believe
so, yeah.
Yeah. So that means you get crit, wild, shield, and 2 blanks. That's 5 out of 8. So that's 5/8, which is more than half the time you're going to be rolling a success. The only other character that I know of that has this, I think, I'm sure that's going to be screwed up, at least in recent memory, I'm going to caveat it, is a Shang-Chi.
Yeah. Is that true? Yeah, maybe you're right. I can't think of any other characters that have this.
Master. Well, you have some more sort of martial artist type abilities.
Martial artists, yeah.
No. I mean, but also ones that don't have that are range 3, but are like for instance, Daredevil that we just reviewed, Radar Sense. It's not martial artist per se, but it's a range 3 kind of the same ability.
Daredevil is any range.
Or to any range, sorry. Yeah. So there's a few any range ones. I beg your pardon. I was trying to say there's a few any range ones. But yeah, there are only a few that I think are range 3 and quite a few that are range 2. But yeah, that makes him quite defendable. Defensible.
Very good. Very good. Very defendable.
So yeah, do you find that he sticks around? Some people compare him, like he's got a brother, let's say a brother character in the affiliation, Luke Cage, who has somewhat similar job, and people tend to favor him for more durability. And we'll come on to why. But so do you find that even though he has martial artists that he falls over a little too quickly?
I mean, obviously, any attacks outside range 3 are just going to melt him, right?
That's for sure.
You do need to
and
roll
Mystic.
And Mystic. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Mystic attacks. This basically doesn't exist. So, yeah, 5 health's not a lot. But I think we'll get onto it. But, the Iron Fist attack actually means it's okay if he falls over. So, yeah, we can find out why later.
That's a very good point, yeah.
Yeah, so he's, you don't bring Iron Fist so that he sticks around for very long.
Okay, let's do his other innate superpower because it's the last one on the card, and it's called Immortal Weapon, and it simply means during the power phase, you get an additional power. So he's one of these cool characters that gets 2 power at the beginning, and I have to tell you, in affiliations that are not like Asgard, it's so handy to be able to go pick up an extract and then also pay to flip something.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Now, is he able to also pick up 2 cubes? Can he go to like the middle one and do the side one, like X-23?
Ooh. No, he needs a way to get up there. So no.
Okay.
I'm thinking in Avengers though. He's an Avenger, right?
Yep.
So in Avengers, he can pay 1 for Avengers Assemble to move again to the midline.
Yep.
Grab an extract there with a second power, and then he can move medium back.
Safe
grab. He's a safe grab.
Yep.
Which is kind of cool.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Anyway, having that 2 power at the beginning gives you a lot of options when it comes to opening plays, which is great. And he wants power, so getting that every round, 2 is great. Okay, so those are the 2 superpowers. Let me just double check. I don't think that changes on his other side, but you never know. Yeah, that's all the same. Okay, so it's all about his attacks now. He's got 2 interesting attacks, and then he's got a crazy spender. Okay, the interesting normal attack. It is an energy attack called Chi Strike. It is range 2, 5 dice, doesn't cost him anything. After the attack is resolved, he gets power equal to the damage dealt, so it's his builder, and it's got a wild stun attack, which happens after the attack is resolved. So pretty standard and pretty good.
Yeah, it's identical to Daredevil's Strike, except this is energy, which makes it slightly better, right?
Oh yes, good point. Very good observation. Yeah. I agree.
Energy is a bit sought after because there's a few characters in the game that have bad energy defense, so that's quite a good.
They got bad energy, bad juju.
They got bad vibes, and this will sort right out. Chi Strike to the jaw. That'll sort out bad vibes. I want to talk about this artwork real quick. Okay. So obviously it's my guy, right? Yeah. It's Patrick Brown, favorite artist. Yep. Now it looks awesome, right? I really like the injured side because he looks like he's about to, use the Iron Fist, which we'll get to.
Yep.
Why is his tattoo translucent?
Magic.
Is that how tattoos look? I feel like...
Is that how you have tattoos? Does yours look like that?
Nothing. I don't have like a big old dragon on me.
Your skin? Do they go around in a circle? Ooh, you've been Mephisto.
No, I don't have big tattoos like this. I mean, actually, AJ, I think, has a dragon on his chest. Maybe we should ask him.
Okay.
It's just an excuse to see our local AJ player show me his chest.
He's dreamy.
Anyway, moving on. So that's Chi Strike. Yeah, it sorts out bad vibes. What's the next attack?
The next attack is the one that kind of is his signature, actually, because he's good. No, because it's okay, fair. There's the one that's bonkers, but this is.
I think the signature move might be the one that he's named after.
Okay, fine. This is the other one though. Is the one that's clever. You can feel clever playing it because I use him as a scenario piece or to get into position to use his special tactics card, and the flying kick gets you there. Basically, it's a physical attack, range 3, only 4 dice, doesn't cost anything. But the important thing is, first of all, it's a gainer. It gets you a power back. But the important thing is that after the attack is resolved, you could place within 1 of the target, and so he gets around the board really easily. He's very similar to Rhino. This is essentially Rhino's attack, isn't it?
Yeah, good point. Yeah. Yeah, small base though, so not as mobile as Rhino,
Yeah.
but still, range 3 place. That's crazy. That's further than he can move by himself.
Yeah. So
very good.
He can bounce around the board, maybe paying to flip some things along the way, or just being near somebody he's trying to help out by being his defender.
Yeah, for sure.
I did it again.
Did it? Yeah, very good. Well done. And when they die, he can avenge them?
Wow.
What other affiliation? Is he Midnight Sun?
He is Midnight Suns, yeah.
We can't do a pun for that. This is great. I think the thing to note here as well, small base meaning move. If you deploy them completely opposite a secure, and then on the midline, and someone goes and stands on that secure on the midline, it means Iron Fist can move once and then flying kick. And then place off of them.
That's
and
great.
Beyond that midline.
Right.
So that's pretty cool. And then you're kind of contesting that point while getting an attack in, which is pretty cool. And a guaranteed power, which is great.
Yep. Okay. All right. So let us get to his signature attack, as you rightly pointed out. It is called the Iron Fist. It is a energy attack. It's only range 2. 9 dice, though. Hello. 9 dice does cost 8 power. Gosh, Jamie, why would it cost so much power?
8 power?
8 power.
That's one of the most expensive attacks in the game.
Is it maybe the most expensive?
It might be. No, I feel like Cosmic Ghost Rider. You have a look.
Okay.
You read it and I'll have a look.
All right. So what do you get for this 8 power? Well, before damage is dealt, other enemy characters within 3 of the target character suffer 1 damage. That's a huge range, 3 around the target.
Within 3, yeah.
So that's really nice. But here's the money. Before damage is dealt, if the target has an activated token, it gains the stagger condition and is thrown short away from this character. If the target character does not have an activated token, it gains an activated token.
Oh my god.
Now, who else has this kind of ability that we just talked about last episode?
Doctor Strange.
That's right. Doctor Strange has this too. You could be activating people here willy-nilly.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. So
you thought staggers were bad. Stagger is like the strongest condition in the game because it halves a character's actions.
Yeah.
Activated means they don't get a turn. That's crazy. And these guys are both in the same affiliation.
That's right.
So you could activate 2 people. That's insane.
It is. Now, as Jamie was alluding to, you typically only get to pull this off when he's on his injured side because it costs a lot of power and he'll get that from getting damaged in addition to his own attacks. But sometimes you can pull it off if you're playing KG with him. But the trick is you need to do chi strikes is the problem, right? The flying kick strikes, not going to get you there.
I mean, because you're getting 2 power round 1, and you can maybe get a flying kick off, so that's 3 power.
Right.
Then you're on 2 power round 2, which is 5. Let's say you can get 2 flying kicks off, that's 7. That's still not enough. So you're not on, so you're not going to do it that way. So a couple lucky chi strikes would help. Under Daredevil, you do get a bunch of rerolls on chi strikes. That's cool because you could flying kick in to be like in the perfect position for Daredevil's rerolls. So you're surrounded by enemies, and then do a chi strike with loads of rerolls that could generate more power. But yeah, like we're jumping through a lot of hoops here. And like you said before, I think you actually want Iron Fist running around flipping points. That's quite a good use for him, right?
Yeah.
Just flying, kicking his way around and, pay to flip secures. So the Iron Fist really comes out, once he's been beaten up and he's covered in power, then you're going to do the Iron Fist.
Yeah, and in fact, that's the problem with him, is that I find that your opponents, including me, will try to focus fire on him on the healthy side, with the understanding that they're then going to focus fire, like especially if you're priority next turn again, because you really need to. And he's, if you're outside of 3 for sure, it's easier. But you really try to have to get this guy down, or else he's going to do that damn Iron Fist, and it's just going to you're going to have a bad day.
Yeah, exactly. And it's all guaranteed. So he pays the 8 and, you're going to get activated if you haven't activated yet. So if you do that on the right character, it can be game winning. Go into an Immortal Hulk, big scary character, and you just go, nope, you don't get a turn this round. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then even if Iron Fist KOs for doing that, he's kind of done his job. That's okay. And what I love about Iron Fist as well is that he's basically guaranteed to get this off once per game, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, unless your opponent really knows what they're doing and they can control priority so that they can daze him and then KO him before he gets a turn. But even then, he's counting blanks. He might have Doctor Strange behind him, giving him extra dice when he's counting blanks. There's a card coming up later that might protect him.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of things that could keep him alive. And if you can just keep him alive to have that one activation, he's done his job. Remember, he's only a 3 threat, right?
Yeah.
If all he achieves all game is a couple pay to flips and then activating a big character, that's great for a 3 threat.
Yeah.
So I really like him. He is, like I say, basically guaranteed to do it once per game. You'll get some games where you manage to get it twice.
Okay. Did you find Ghost Rider has a more expensive attack?
So Cosmic Ghost Rider Spender is 8 cost, and so is Super Giants. 8 cost. So I think 8 might be the most amount of power on it. I could be wrong. Is there a 10 dice spender anywhere? Sorry, 10 power spender? Oh, I feel like someone's going to tell us on Discord.
Yeah, well, that's why we have a Discord, don't we?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Don't know. Let us know, guys.
We need the classic gamer. Actually,
it's if you use bishop and add 3 dice, that becomes a 10. Yeah, whatever. Let us know on the Discord.
All right, moving on to the next character in the box. It is Luke Cage, which is kind of Iron Fist's buddy.
Yeah. They are the Heroes for Hire. That's their like team name.
Oh yeah,
in the comics.
Yeah, nice one. So he's in Avengers and Defenders. He's on a 35mm base. He is a 3 threat as well. He's got defense 4 physical, 3 energy, 3 mystic. He's got 6 hit points on his healthy side, 5 on his injured side. He's size 2 and he's medium. So he doesn't have... Okay, let's talk about his innate since we can kind of compare. He's immune to bleed, okay, but he's also got unbreakable skin, which is when he would suffer damage from an enemy effect, reduce that damage by 1 to a minimum of 1. So he's got damage reduction 1 as opposed to Master Martial Artist. So why is he so much more durable in people's estimation?
Well, I mean, there's probably some maths that we won't cover here, like maybe... Reducing 1 damage on all attacks is better than counting blanks. I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's not. Mm-hmm. But it's the 4 physical defense and the 6 health, right?
Right.
It really adds up. So all those 3 things in combo make him really hard to take down.
Yeah, he's notoriously hard to take down. It is so annoying and great when you're playing him. But man, oh man, you really have to focus fire into him if you want to get him down. And even then, he seems to manage to survive. I don't know what is going on with this guy.
Yeah, it's really annoying. And again, like his value comes from being a 3 threat whose job it is to get punched. So, we'll get onto it in a minute, but he has power, superpower to, that means he gets punched. And his job is to protect other like higher value characters, basically.
Yeah. So, basically that's what it does. He helps protect other characters, or at a minimum is just sat on a point and sucking it up while you're trying to get him off the point, which is hard to do. So, let's take a look then at his rest of his card. So he's got a really fun builder called Power Man Punch.
Nice. You know, it's his original name, Power Man.
Oh,
Power Man is his superhero name.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. That's his superhero. And you normally see him with like a chain. I think he used to have a chain as his weapon.
Oh, wow.
That was his superhero name. Now he's just Luke Cage.
Okay. So Power Man Punch is a range 2, only 5 dice, doesn't cost anything. It's his builder. He gets power equal to the damage dealt. But the fun part about it, if he rolls 2 wilds, he will stagger after the attack is resolved. And you'll say, 2 wilds? That'll never happen. And it'll happen exactly when you really, really don't want it to happen.
Yeah, exactly. I think I seem to find that whenever I get staggered by Luke Cage, my opponent will be like, "Oh, I haven't got that all weekend." I'm like, "Great, really glad you got into me. Really happy for you."
It's so true. So yes, it doesn't happen very often. I'm sure Jarvis's protocol will tell us. Go ahead, Jamie. Use your math whiz skills, mad skills in Jarvis's protocol to tell
figure
us.
out. Yeah. Oh God. Okay. All right.
You do that while I read "Sweet Christmas," which is really
cool.
Really
Sweet Christmas, which is his catchphrase, by the way.
Yes, it is. It's a great card. The card is well designed.
Yeah.
This is another physical attack. It is his spender at power 4, cost 4. It is range 3 and has 7 dice. So pretty good, but he has a wild throw. He can throw characters that are size 3 or less short, any direction. But the important part is the stuff that happens regardless, which is after the attack is resolved, the target character gains the slow and stun special conditions. So I think people, when they do this attack, they want to do damage, obviously, and the conditions are nice, but they're really looking for that throw.
Yeah, the throw is important. I mean, if this is on a wide map as well, which, you tend to want to take quite a lot of 3 threats, imagine this on a side point where the extract holder that Luke Cage was protecting has run away, right? He's gone far away and he's not in danger anymore. Okay. And then Luke activates, uses Sweet Christmas on someone that wants to chase that extract holder, throws them away and gives them stun. Like they're never catching that extract holder,
that's
right?
True.
And so Luke's like, I've done my job here. You're out safe. Now I'm going to stay here and keep this guy here. It's great. It's really thematic as well.
Yep. How are we doing on that percentage chance for the stagger?
So I can't believe it. On a 5 dice builder, double wild for the stagger, there's a 14% chance of it happening, which means that Doctor Strange activating someone with his spender is more likely.
Yeah, well,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, you're never doing Power Man Punch to get a stagger. Just as long as you get that in your mind, that's great. And then 1 in every 3 games you might get it off.
In fact, the hard part about playing this character is remembering that he has that thing, so that
because it won't come up.
So when it does finally come up, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, he's staggered." And I can tell you that's actually happened. People tell me how much damage they did. I'm doing the maths, everything's fine, and they're like, "Oh, 2 wilds, you're also staggered." And I'm like, "Oh, God damn it!"
Yeah, nice.
All right, he's got great superpowers as well. He has an active one that you'll see quite a bit. It's called Street Fighter. It costs 2 power. Choose an interactive terrain feature of size 2 or less within 2 and throw it short. This superpower can only be used once per turn. So this is what he does. He stands on a point and he throws this. This is another attack essentially for him on top of the Power Man Punch, and he gets beaten up.
Yeah. There you go. He's a bit of I've heard people refer to Luke Cage as a meat and potatoes character, which is he's just good.
Yeah.
Right? He's just good for you.
Yeah.
It's just, there's nothing flashy. He's just good. And it's all on a 3 threat. He's the best 3 threat at his job, I think. Maybe outside of Lizard, right? Him and Lizard.
Oh, that's a good comparison. Yeah. Wonderful.
Yeah. So I think where Lizard protects himself quite well because he's fast and he can throw people and run away from them. Luke is all about protecting others.
Yeah.
But he is best in class.
Okay. He's got one last reactive superpower called Too Dangerous to Ignore. It's 2 power and is a taunt, basically. So an enemy character within 2 of him, when that character attacks one of yours, you can use the superpower and Luke Cage becomes the target instead of the intended target, regardless of range or line of sight. And you see this quite a bit, especially because of his bodyguard card, which is Heroes for Hire, which means to say is that he tends to like to be near his friends for all kinds of reasons. And so part of it is the
near
card.
His enemies as well, right?
Yeah. Sorry, near his enemies. Basically, if he's near his friends, he can use his card that will come onto. But if he's near his enemies, he can also redirect attacks onto him. So he's really perfectly designed to just tank.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's not much more to say about that, basically.
He's just good. He's just great. Like, again, he's a 3 threat. If Luke's job is to use Too Dangerous to Ignore a couple times and then KO, he's kind of done his job.
Yeah.
In the same way that Iron Fist, as long as Iron Fist gets off the Iron Fist, he's done his job. They're just both very good characters, very high value. They in Avengers or Defenders, they make sense.
Yeah,
and they
actually, you're right.
A lot of value.
I would say, yeah, you're right. I think both characters can work in both affiliations quite nicely. Yep.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm not even going to bother really getting into the leaders for Defenders because they just work everywhere, to be honest. Anywhere you take them, they're doing their job. Imagine a Luke Cage under Doctor Strange where the enemy's hexed and they're trying to kill that guy next to you and Luke Cage is protecting them. So it's like, too dangerous to ignore and your crits don't explode and I reduce damage by 1. And then Doctor Strange is going to heal me later. It's like, it's brutal. So, yeah.
100%. All right, let's come on to their card because it's the only card we're going to talk about in the game and it's related to both of those characters. It is called Heroes for Hire and it is unaffiliated, so you can take it wherever you want and it's reactive. So when an allied character is targeted by an attack and is within 3 of either Luke Cage or Iron Fist, that allied character can spend 2 power to play this card. So the character being attacked has to spend it. So basically you're hiring Luke Cage or Iron Fist. Think of it that way. So if you're hiring them, you need to pay them money. They want 2 power for their services. So what happens then is you place either Luke Cage or Iron Fist within 1 of the character that's just paid for it. And then they become the target of the attack. After the attack is resolved, if the placed character is not dazed and the attacking character is size 3 or less, you can then throw that attacking character away short. It's double duty. Not only do they soak up the attack and oftentimes can survive because that's their job, but then the attacker gets thrown away short, which is such a big nuisance because you can never know when your opponent's going to actually play this card. And so you can't really plan. You have to plan for it in the sense that it can happen, but it's not something that you kind of predict when it's going to actually happen because it's up to your opponent really to do it.
Yeah, exactly. This card no matter how experienced you are at MCP, this card will still catch you out.
Yes.
Big time. And I think it's relatively easy to play, especially if you remember that this is for hire, right? That's the way to remember it thematically, is that the character being attacked has to pay these guys to defend them. So that helps you remember to play it. And this is a card that you should play it I mean, you have to play it every time you play Luke Cage for sure, and probably Iron Fist, because it's just a very good card. And you're going to get better at this card the more and more you play with it. And genuinely, if you play it every game for the next 3 years, you'll still be finding great uses for it at the end of that stretch, right? You're just going to get better and better with playing this card and knowing when to use it. It also rewards having good knowledge of the opponent, because most cards like this, like a sacrifice, you probably shouldn't use sacrifice on the first attack in a turn, because you've sacrificed it, they're hitting someone else. They then have a second action. They can then hit their intended target and maybe still achieve what they wanted to. Sacrifice is way more powerful when you play it at the end, like for the last attack, because now I'm guaranteed to have that character survive, so I'm going to sacrifice now. Whereas Heroes for Hire, because it has the throw, you can just interrupt someone in their first attack and throw them out of range of their next attack, and then they're useless, right? And that rewards game knowledge. You need to know who's attacking, what can they do after this, and it's not going to come if this is your first, if you're starting off early and it's your first time playing kind of Heroes for Hire and MCP in general, you're not going to get that straight away. But it's going to really reward you later on, because okay, cool, well, Baron Zemo's just charged in. I know he can't charge again. So if I Heroes for Hire this one and then throw him, sure, he then can't attack me again. Right. So it can ruin an activation. It's amazing. This card has to be taken every time you take Luke Cage for sure, and probably Iron Fist.
Yeah. Also, I think you can predict sometimes when the card will be used. If you've done an attack on your opponent and given them the power now, let's say 2 power, then it's been turned online, so to speak, and then so and you'd be like, well, sometimes getting saved one attack isn't that big of a deal anymore, but you also still get thrown, and so you can get the second.
The throw is big. The throw is brutal.
So it also lets you, if you're clever, you can place Iron Fist or Luke Cage in an interesting spot for later use. Because it's a teleport, basically, range 3.
Yeah, well, Luke Cage synergizes perfectly with him, because he can teleport then within 2 dangerous to ignore range.
Yes.
So he bodyguards the first one, and if they do have a way to attack you again, he just does 2 dangerous to ignore. So now they're hitting Luke twice. Which is awesome.
Yes. So,
yeah. I really like that you can play on both of them as well, by the way. So you could have one on each flank, and your opponent doesn't know which one's going to play the card.
Yes.
They're always, both of them are available. It's good for Iron Fist, because maybe he's outside of range 3, he can then teleport into range 3 and his martial artist starts working.
Yes, that's another one. A little bit of an odd mechanics situation that we have to tell everybody is these characters can play the card on themselves, bizarrely.
Yes.
So, and the way that works is, let's say you're Luke Cage and you have 2 power and somebody attacks you, you can play the card by paying the 2 power. You place within one of yourself, then you still suffer the attack, because you become the target of the attack anyway, and then the throw happens if you survive. So it can be a little weird to remember that, but just keep in mind it could happen, and happens fairly often, actually.
Yeah, because just the throw in itself is valuable, right? For the reason I said earlier, if someone charges one of these guys, they can Heroes for Hire themselves, throw them out of range, and now they're not getting double tapped, which is a big deal. Yeah. So there's a lot of uses. It's we talk about staple cards, cards that should 100%. Be played. Yeah, this is the ultimate staple card. You bring this card every single game.
Absolutely.
Also, it's so good that AMG have basically made a bunch of clones of this card for other people, right? There's a ton of characters in the game now that have Heroes for Hire-esque cards.
Yep. And Gorgon and Karnak has one recently.
Yep. Namor has one. Gladiator has one.
Oh, yeah.
Red Guardian has one.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very good.
Very good, Jamie. Whew, look at you. All right, shall we do the last character in the box?
Yeah.
All right, it's none other than Wongers.
Yeah, Wong.
Yeah, Wong, also known as Wong. his alter ego name is the same as his normal name.
Yeah. I am joining the petition that everyone has in their minds of, I would like to see a Wong Sorcerer Supreme character one day.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay, he is affiliated in Convocation, Defenders, and Midnight Suns. I'm not sure about Convocation, but you definitely see him in Defenders and Midnight Suns. He's on a small base, 35 millimeters, and he is a 2 threat, one of the few 2 threats in the game.
Yeah, which in itself is very powerful.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, absolutely. His physical defense is 3, energy is 3, mystic is 3, and he's got 4 health on his front side, and I think it's 4 on the back side. Yep, he's size 2 and moves medium. So pretty standard for 2 threat, I think.
Yeah, easy to push over.
Easy to push over.
As they should be for a 2 threat.
Yeah. Cool. So let's talk about his abilities. Well, okay, he doesn't have an attack, which amazingly I do occasionally, and it's always great when it spikes, and it's really
every tournament I go to, there's a story about you never guess what Wong killed Hulk. It's like, okay, nice. Everyone has a story where Wong took someone down.
Yeah, it's probably the worst strike you could possibly have. It is range 2, 4 dice, doesn't cost anything, and is only a gainer, so it gets 1 power for him. He's got the rest of his card is just superpowers and otherwise stays the same on both sides of the card. The first superpower is an active one called Faithful Assistant. It is a 2 power. You could choose another ally character within 3 of him, and that character gains 1 power and can only be used. That character can only be affected by it once per round. He can meditate. It takes an action for him to do this, but he gains power from that. Doesn't cost him to do anything to do this, obviously. And the last active superpower is called the Vishanti's Blessing. It costs you 1 power. It also costs you an action. But then this character or another character within 3 of this character removes up to 2 damage or 1 special condition. And a character can only be affected by the superpower once per round. So looking at all that together, you really recognize that this guy is a fantastic cheerleader. He's in the back supporting, he's a support staff.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, it's so good. As long as he can survive, which you have to get used to trying to figure out where to place him to do that. It's fantastic to be able to give people extra power. It turns on all kinds of shenanigans in round 1 to be able to do that power thing. But after that, he still helps by removing damage or especially special conditions. And in this game right now, special conditions are all over the place, so it's not a small thing. And he gets power for meditating, which means that he can hang out in the back point somewhere, gaining a VP for you, and also gaining more power than he would otherwise through attacks or whatnot, because he can meditate.
Yeah, for sure. This is the most back point sitter of all back point sitter characters. You want him well away from the action, just, dishing out power and a bit of healing.
Yeah.
I always forget that he can heal conditions.
Yeah.
So I'll like stagger someone and throw them away, and then Wong will be like, "Don't worry, I got you," and heal the stagger off. It's so annoying.
Yeah. And he's in a brawly faction. So people are going to take damage, people are going to get special conditions. And so he's a perfect character to add in there. And for 2 threat, it's you don't feel bad taking a support staff.
Yeah, for sure. And there are so many characters in MCP that are balanced for their own power economy. So there's a ton, which I'm not going to list here, but like a lot of characters that, they'll generate 1 or 2 power a turn, and they have 2 or 3 cost abilities, right? So like a lot of chargers have 2 cost charges, but they only generate 1 power a turn. And then big scary people like Namor, he gets 2 power a turn, but his kind of charge that has a cool effect on it, Imperious Rex, that costs 3. So Wong is the ultimate like enabler for those people. Round 1, he'll often just, what is the pattern? It's meditate, right? Meditate as an action that gives him 2 power.
Move.
Then move somewhere and pay 2 for Faithful Assistant to give someone else power.
Yes.
But yeah, it's basically the Wong move, and everyone does it for round 1, and they always have a plan for where their extra power is going, and it activates another character, and then Wong just stands at the back.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, we could go on for hours about all the people that Wong enables, right? But that's basically his job, is to dish out 1 extra power round 1 to turn on someone's really cool thing. And then for the rest of the game, just try and survive and score points and do the odd bit of healing here and there.
What I do sometimes is I give him, he meditates and gives power to Iron Fist all game to get him.
Oh, nice. To get the Iron Fist going.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that a lot, actually. Yeah, that's great. You might be able to get 2 Iron Fists off if you do that.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's cool. Helpful in that regard. He does have 1 innate superpower called Servant to the Sorcerer Supreme. While within 3 of an allied Stephen Vincent Strange, this character adds 1 die to its defense rolls. So he becomes 4/4/4 if he's near.
Yeah. Which is actually not bad. 4/4/4, potentially 6/6/6 if Strange gives him extra dice. Don't know if you'd want to do that, but yeah, it's pretty cool. I think what you got to remember with Wong, any 2 threat this applies to be honest, is if your opponent attacks them, and even if they, take them out in 1 attack, they've still put resource into taking out 2 threat. And Wong, isn't that influential across the game. So him soaking up an attack instead of someone else is fine. And in, some cases, he'll survive 2 attacks. And in the best cases, he survives both those attacks. And he's like, oh, great, I get to have a turn anyway. And he can heal himself. Can he heal himself?
Yep.
He can heal himself?
This character,
yep. Yeah, and everyone will have a story about the time they tried to take out Wong and they couldn't.
Yeah. So, he's definitely good and his weakness is he's a 2-threat with low health, but you have to work out how to fix him. But it's definitely worth taking. There's no shame in taking him at all. Okay, the one last thing that he can do is he can also play the Pentagram of Ferala. So this is the card. Well, I'll repeat it for people who didn't hear the previous episode, but basically he can spend 3 and then he places a token within 1 of himself and then within 5 of himself. And then people can teleport themselves through that portal, go from one portal to another portal by paying 1. Importantly, you can only use it once per activation, and you don't have to drop your extracts if you have any when you go through it. So the tricky thing about this is when where to place it and when to place it during the course of the game. Now, I think this card has gotten a lot more play with Doctor Strange than Wong. But I don't know, maybe because I guess I would see pentagrams being used more often in a Strange-led list rather than having the low count Daredevil list.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
And so that's why Strange tends to play it instead of Wong.
But doesn't Wong, I think if you let me do some maths. Yeah, if Wong foregoes the whole, turn 1, give someone else a power thing, he can pull this off during the power phase of round 2.
Correct. Yes, that's right.
Because he can just have 3 power, right? Oh, no, wait. Is that how that works? Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Because he can meditate round 1, not give anyone else power, and then round 2 he gets his 3rd power, plays this card. So you have the portal from round 2, which is pretty cool. Because then you got Doctor Strange spending his power on bigger things, right?
Yeah. So it is possible. You'd have to play around with it to see if it's worthwhile or not to do it with Wong versus Strange, or if you even have Wong with Strange in the same team.
Yeah.
I can't really answer that question.
Yeah. There's also a shout out worth making for Mass Transit, which is a card that doesn't really get played much except with a Wong in Xavier thing.
Oh, yeah?
I won't go into detail now, but basically Professor Xavier's leadership is when somebody spends power on a superpower, they can give someone else a power. Mm-hmm. So Mass Transit costs Nightcrawler 3 power. So you can go with Wong straight away. He can do his meditate thing, give Nightcrawler a power, which puts him on 2, which triggers the leadership, and you can give another power to Nightcrawler.
Oh, right.
So Nightcrawler's then on 3, and then your opponent goes, then you go with Nightcrawler, you play Mass Transit, and you teleport 3 allied characters up the board, and basically grab a bunch of senators, usually is when it's played. That's fun, and then it gives Nightcrawler stagger, which Wong can next round just take off him, which is fun.
Amazing! Wow.
So yeah, it's kind of a cute little. Wong gets a little X-Men, Xavier Institute jersey for that play. Wong is the ultimate enabler, right? I mean, we used to have a card called Advanced R&D in the game where it was all about Wong giving someone a power, and then it giving a bunch of people power. So yeah, if you have a character that you just wish had 1 more power round 1, Wong's the guy to enable that.
Yeah, he there's too many kind of fun stuff that you can do for us to even talk about. People have been playing around with this option for so long now. You need to just chat with people about it and get some ideas that way, because there's just so many of them.
Yeah, for sure.
Where would you chat with people about all these ideas?
Oh, I don't know. How about the Across the Bifrost Discord?
Oh, that sounds good.
Oh, it's real good. All the cool kids hang out there, and you can go talk in our Defenders channel, our Convocation channel. Maybe we should have a Wong channel if there's enough Wong fans. Yeah. And you can go talk to other players about MCP. You can talk to us, tell us what you think of the episode, correct us on all the rules we got wrong, tell us about some lore that we missed behind these characters. And yeah, that would be fun. And you can come join us there. We also have a Patreon, which you can join.
Wow. In fact, there's a Patreon channel now, too, for people to chat
a channel only visible to patrons. You can tell us what you really think behind closed doors. So yes, come be a Patreon. It's only a handful of pounds per month, and you get access to really cool episodes where we talk to winners, not us 2 losers. We interview winners about how they won events and what cool tricks they played and on people and stuff like that. So yeah, real cool. And it supports the podcast, the 2 of us, and our producer, Hannah, as well. To help us keep the lights on. Yeah. In fact, it's also by the way, I haven't told Norbert this, but some of the money from Patreon is going to go into a little Adepticon bag to try and get us over to Adepticon next year. That's a really good idea. Oh, gladly. Oh, that sounds great. Yeah. So if you get us enough money through Patreon, we can go to Adepticon and we'll interview the AMG and we'll get some sweet insider info from them. Maybe from some more Americans, basically, people that we're not going
going to be able to see in live very often, if ever. So, you might also be able to hear, in addition to those kind of Patreon episodes, maybe one of the After Dark cuts that Hannah might put together of all the dirty jokes that I tell and other things. And you throwing curse words out.
Me swearing and Norbert telling inappropriate jokes. We'll do a mega cut. But from the cutting room floor. Yeah.
So if you subscribe, it's only £3 a month. If you buy episodes individually, you can do that too, but it will cost you more. Hannah decreed that they shall cost more, and they are now, I think, £5 each.
There you go.
Which in dollars is just a couple of pennies, really, I think. But
just a couple shillings. We made that joke already. Let's not make that joke again. Yes. So please support us. It really means a lot. People are, really jumping on this podcast, which is cool. And also, we want to share this with new players. This is the podcast for new players. We want to help people get into the game and understand these characters. And it's the reason why we don't just sit here complaining about how unmin-maxed characters are, because we want to help new players have fun with the people that they enjoy playing with. So share it with a friend, try and convince them to join the game, and we'll hopefully help them out on their journey.
All right, brilliant. Until next time then, cheers and happy gaming.